Hello and welcome back to the House of Brand Transformation here in Cannes. Well, I'm joined now by Richard Swain, who is the General Manager at Superside. Richard, it's a real pleasure to be talking to you here in Cannes again. I think that's 2 years on the trot now. But there's a big difference this year because you've joined Superside. First of all, congratulations on making that move. And maybe you can tell me a little bit about the organisation and the services you offer to clients.
Yes, sure thing. Yeah, we're working on quite a streak at this point. So I recently joined Superside. It's been 6 weeks, so I'm still fairly new. But Superside is a completely distributed, AI-powered creative services business. And I lead one of their biggest divisions, based out of New York. But as I said, all over the world, we have 900 AI-native creatives who are effectively working in 72, I think, different countries now. All for our top customers like Amazon, Meta, Reddit, Strava, and a few others.
That is so exciting. And one of the most amazing things you've been able to integrate into your offering is the brand brain. That might sound crazy to some people, but tell us what that is and how it helps your clients.
Sure, yeah. So brand brain is effectively a contextual layer to all of the relationships we have with our customers. So if you're a customer of Superside, you operate and communicate and manage all of your creative through a platform called Superspace. And every Superspace account now, we can say, has a brand brain built into it, which is effectively a context layer that builds up learning every bit about your brand, your channels, your needs, so that over time, that knowledge compounds over time. So that if people leave the team on either side, that's not dissipating. And you don't have to actively manage it. It's actually all managed automatically for you. You can go in and see the data that it's pulling from if you like, but otherwise it's set it and forget it.
And so this is something that battles back against brand inconsistencies. Can you tell me why, in 2026, that idea of a consistent brand identity across all the touch points out there, why that's more important now than maybe ever before?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, one of the conversations was here. I think Kristen from Monotite was quoting one of her CMO clients who was saying how there's, I think, no shortage of AI tools here that can help scale your brand today, but very few that can do it managing or maintaining your brand equity. Understanding how to execute on distinctive brand assets in a really bold but cohesive way. And I think that's something, I think Superside can do really well. I've spent 15 years in branding and strategy and creative businesses, and I would say it's always a heartbreak when you see an identity system or a brand strategy that was so artfully put together go MIA on arrival, or just watered down over time because the creative in-house team was overwhelmed or didn't have the support and services to help them actually execute it in the way that was initially intended. So hopefully with people like Superside and our brand brain, we also have a really cool brief builder tool as part of Superspace as well. We can help address that challenge.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's totally understandable. It's a real frustration for designers out there when these inconsistencies do crop up, and Superside do a fantastic job of dealing with that. What's the response been from some of your clients to the introduction of all these new technologies into the mix?
They're thankful. We've got people saying, how we launched it out with a few customers to pilot it, and word got out, and very quickly a lot of other customers were saying, when do we get to use it? When can we benefit from using brand brain? And the best thing about it, it just gets better over time. Like the more context you give it, the more helpful it can be, and the more dialed in it gets in terms of results. So so far so good.
So all these new amazing glittering technologies coming to the fore as a result of AI like brand brain. Where do you, and also Superside generally speaking, where do you see brand design sort of headed over the next 4 or 5 years? I know it's very hard to predict because things are changing so rapidly, but what's your perspective on that?
I think it's interesting, right? Like, it's never been easier to create, and that's for everybody, right? And that's whether it's visual design or a piece of prose. We had a roundtable earlier where we were talking about corporate AI slot. I thought we've all experienced this, right? Where someone just sends like a giant deck or a giant piece of work, and you can feel the GPT, or you can feel the AI behind it, and you almost have to go read through it to actually find out where the substance is, because it's so easy to create things that have a veneer of polish but have very little substance. And I think that's going to really impact the whole of the brand design industry. And very soon we'll be craving, I think, creatives who can bring that oversight to make sure whatever is being built is truly distinctive and different. Everything goes back in and is cyclical, right? You have counterculture movements to others. I think we've been kind of in this explore, adopt phase for a while, and I think we'll be in a phase where people will be starting to consolidate and almost like thinking how to put creatives back at the heart of those decisions to making sure whatever we're creating not only is solving the need in the short term, but helping solve business problems and build true brand equity in the long term.
Absolutely. And you're mentioning there things like corporate slop, and there's a lot of negativity and sort of doom mongering when it comes to AI and that kind of thing. But you seem to be very optimistic about the future.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the conversations that keeps coming up here today is like, should this thing be done by humans? Should it be done with an AI? And I think the reality is 95% of things will be a combination of the two. Very few things will end up being AI only or human only. It's our new, so I actually heard someone say earlier, it's not our tool, it's our instrument. Some of us play instruments better than others, but it is an instrument that we get to use to create, hopefully, things of beauty, which is why we've always come to places like this, and hopefully we'll continue.
Absolutely. Richard, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure as always.
Glad to be here.